the conclusion of this sermon.
The continent is no longer waiting for permission to rise. From technology hubs in Kenya to manufacturing zones in Nigeria, from cultural centers in Ghana to rising leadership in southern nations, the movement is already happening. Africans are taking control of their narratives, reclaiming stolen histories, pushing for self-reliance, and rejecting the chains of neocolonialism. The next step is strengthening the connection with their brothers and sisters in the diaspora, not for nostalgia, but for strategy. When you look at Africa today, do not see only the challenges. Every land has them. See the possibilities. See the investment opportunities. The industries waiting to be born. The cities ready to be expanded. The communities open to transformation. But even more than that, see the return home as a step toward wholeness. For centuries, the black world has been fractured. Colonizers did not just take people, they took connection, continuity, identity. That is what must be restored. This rising Africa does not ask for charity. It does not beg for pity. It stands tall and says, we are ready. Ready to collaborate with those who remember where they come from. Ready to move forward with dignity, ownership, and courage. This is a chance not only for Africa to rise, but for the entire black world to rise with it. Not under someone else's banner, not through someone else's lens, but on our own terms. The time has come to stop looking at Africa as a place of suffering and start seeing it as a center of power. A place to invest, to live, to learn, to contribute. A place to come not as outsiders, but as family. This is more than economics. It is about healing a global wound. It is about writing a future that is no longer dictated by colonial borders or foreign agendas. Africa's rise is the rise of a people reclaiming their place in history. And for the diaspora, it is an invitation, not to visit a museum of the past, but to help build the foundation of the future. The time is not tomorrow. It is not a distant hope or a dream that waits for the next generation. The time is now. The world is shifting all around us. Old powers are losing their grip. Empires are crumbling beneath the weight of their own greed. And people everywhere are awakening to truths that have been hidden for far too long. In this moment of global change, those who know who they are, those who understand where they come from and what they carry, must not sit on the sidelines. They must step forward and lead. This is not a time to beg for inclusion. It is not a time to wait for justice to be handed out in pieces. It is a time for boldness, for vision, for building. Those who recognize their roots, who know the depth of their legacy and the power of their ancestors' sacrifices, must now carry that legacy forward, not as a burden, but as a mission. We are not here to inherit the scraps of a broken system. We are here to build something greater, something lasting, something ours. Everywhere you look, the signs are clear. The systems that ruled for centuries, built on exploitation, division, and lies, are weakening. They are no longer able to control the narrative or suppress the truth. The illusion is fading, and in its place there is a space for new ideas, new structures, new leadership. But that space will not remain open forever. If we do not move with purpose now, others will fill it, and they will not build it for us. They will build it on our backs again, just as they have done before. The question is no longer what we can be given. That time has passed. No one is coming to hand us justice. No one is coming to deliver liberation wrapped in a box. The question is what we can build together, because it must be done together. There is no single nation, no single leader, no single voice that can carry this alone. It must be a collective movement of people across borders, across languages, across differences, bound by a shared history and a shared future. Black people across the world have every tool we need to begin. We have intelligence, we have resources, we have culture, creativity, strength, and will. What we need is unity. What we need is clarity. We must move beyond distractions, beyond division, beyond fear. We must build institutions that reflect our values. We must create systems of education, trade, communication, and governance that serve us. We must take ownership of our stories, our communities, and our future. Do not believe the voices that tell you it is too late, or too difficult, or too idealistic. They told our ancestors the same thing, and yet they fought. They rose. They dreamed of a time when we would be free to shape our own path. That time is not coming. It is already here. But it requires action. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. Every generation has a moment that defines it. A moment when history demands a response. This is ours. Let it not be said that we watched as the world changed and did nothing. Let it not be said that we knew who we were and still chose silence. Let it be said that when the time came, we answered. That we built not for ourselves alone, but for those who will come after us. The time is now not to react, but to create, not to complain, but to construct, not to wait, but to lead. This is our moment, and if we choose it, no force on earth can stop us.
Fear. That's one of the reasons why we don't succeed the way that we're supposed to. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Power is the ability to define reality and have other people respond to your definition as if it were their own. And in our dilemma is that we let other people define the meaning of who we are, therefore defining our reality. The most important reality is to define one's human beingness. That subject is nobody's conversation but our own. The experiences of one generation become the history of the next generation. And by the way, this is the talking drum. The history of several generations become the traditions of a people. We have had several generations of our people not believing that we are African, and that has become our negative tradition. Understand, it is never too late to start a tradition in this generation. Most people argue about black people being from here, there, and everywhere, but they forget all people from everywhere are from Africa. Let me close out with two things. You see, from an ancestor, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is not that we are inferior. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Our deepest fear is that our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? But you are a child of the Creator. Your playing small does not serve the world or even your people. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. What are we afraid of? We are afraid to be who we are. See, we are in a sick world. But in a sick world, the first duty of man is to get well. The key to black mental health is awareness. A clear picture of who you are as a contemporary historical being. Understand what black is. It is not a color. Black, by definition, is you walking this earth.